want to just discuss how I'm keeping myself from falling into a huge depression because I can feel it. I can feel that beginning, the momentum of depression that's like about to grab me. And I'm maintaining not becoming enmeshed with that. The paradox is, one, it's true that I'm starting to feel a depression about it. And so there's one part that is the need to feel the emotions. And then there's the other aspect of the healing, though, that is not allowing myself in attempting to maintain the daily practices that enable me to function in a higher frequency, because the frequency is the truest to my actual true nature and not separate from that, not lost in mind thoughts, mind chatter, and coming back to the practices that bring me back into my body, bring me back connected to the truth of who I am. And so that out in this other realm where I'm applying for jobs and I'm trying to find work to make an income to live with the societal demands of us to pay our rent and our bills and our food and all these things, I am maintaining the connection to my body and trying not to live in my mind. And when I find myself in thoughts that are bringing my vibration down, am able to come to a realization that I'm coming into lack of self-belief. I'm starting to view a job and being employed as being something that's tied to my worth and who I actually am as a human. And these things are not true. So there's this matrix that we live in that we have to partake in for our livelihood and for our survival needs and to take care of the human that we are. But then there's that reality that that is not who we are at all. And to get closest to our truest nature is what's going to benefit us to even engage in this world at all. If we fully only engage in this world, that is the matrix, and these jobs that are practically soul crushing, but we have to take them as a stepping stone to get to wherever we want to go next, because we need income. And not allowing that to take full residency of our mind and our body. And then we start feeling the stagnation coming and the darkness, the sadness overtakes us. And then we stop partaking in our lives outside of these job applications and this job, and we're frantically checking email or our phones if we signed up for text notifications within the company. There's so many ways that we're bringing ourselves into a state of hypervigilance about the job search and about our worth and unemployment and the status of what unemployment means in our society, and coming into awareness that the expectation of the society and the society viewing your worth on your title and your worth being your full identity being tied to your profession and your personality and all these things. But the true reality is connected inside, and who we are deeply inside, that has nothing to do with what we do, because it's who we are. And when searching for jobs, it's so easy to get stuck into these mind traps of seeing that as our worth and seeing them as the only options. And I understand that not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, but it's also because of possibly the false idea of what you think an entrepreneur is. So you don't think you want to do that. Or it's the way that it's been framed to you that being an entrepreneur is something that you aren't. And so for me, what I'm realizing that's kind of the driving force of the depression is having these entrepreneur ideas and not being able to do them because of needing that first aspect, that financial aspect, to push them towards where I want them to go. Also, it's just really hard because applying for jobs just feels to me like I'm looking at a menu at a restaurant and I'm limited to what's on the menu. But if you go the entrepreneur route, there's no limitations. You can, whatever thing you can dream, you can be, you can achieve. And I fully believe that. But then I get stuck into these mind states that pull me down out of the full belief in myself states. And so we need to become aware that we're in that state, and instead of just crumbling down into it and falling into a deep depression because I'm unemployed, it's important to be fully aware of the paradox of what that is and bring that to the awareness frequently throughout the day, and frequently in these moments, just reminding yourself when you start feeling those inadequacy feelings. Because also, we don't want to bring that energy to a job interview either. We want to bring our vibrant self.